When Jennifer Terrazona first appeared on 90 Day Fiance, nobody could have predicted she would become one of the franchise's most polarizing figures. What began as a seemingly sweet international romance evolved into a masterclass in reality TV manipulation, leaving broken hearts, shattered trust, and a trail of controversy that spans multiple seasons and spin-offs. This is the story of a woman who claims she came for love, but may have been chasing something entirely different all along. Jennifer entered the 90-day universe during Season 3 of Before the 90 Days, introducing herself as a confident model from Bucaramanga, Colombia. At 25 years old, she possessed the kind of striking beauty that turned heads and the kind of personality that demanded attention. She'd been modeling since childhood and made no secret of enjoying the spotlight. When asked about her profession, she admitted freely that she loved the attention that came with it. That candor, that willingness to own her desire for recognition, would become a recurring theme throughout her reality TV journey. Her first relationship on the show was with Tim Malcolm, a financially stable North Carolina native who had connected with her through a Colombian dating website. On paper, they seemed compatible. Tim brought stability and romance to the table, while Jennifer offered beauty and boldness. Their text conversations had been promising enough to warrant Tim traveling to Colombia to meet her in person. But the moment Tim stepped off the plane, the disconnect between digital chemistry and real-world attraction became painfully apparent. From their very first embrace, something felt off. Jennifer had expected passion, boldness, and raw masculinity. What she got instead was politeness, hesitation, and measured responses. Tim's cautious nature clashed dramatically with Jennifer's expectations of what a man should be. She wanted fire and received careful consideration. She craved physical intimacy and was met with emotional restraint. The frustration was visible on her face from day one. What made Jennifer's treatment of Tim particularly controversial was how public and persistent her criticism became. She didn't just privately express disappointment, she questioned his masculinity repeatedly, on camera, in ways that many viewers found deeply uncomfortable. When Tim suggested they do face masks together as a way to bond and get physically close, Jennifer's reaction was dismissive and cutting. She openly wondered if he might be gay, perpetuating harmful stereotypes and using outdated assumptions to shame someone who was simply more reserved than she preferred. The criticism from fans was swift and severe. Reddit threads exploded with users calling out Jennifer's mean-spirited approach. Many pointed out that she was using toxic masculinity standards to belittle Tim, rather than trying to understand his perspective or respect his boundaries. Tim had appeared on the show before and had developed a fan base that appreciated his respectful attitude toward women. Watching Jennifer publicly emasculate him for not conforming to her narrow definition of manhood didn't sit well with audiences who had grown to like him. But Jennifer's most memorable moment with Tim came during what should have been a romantic gesture. Tim presented her with a promise ring, an attempt to show his commitment to their relationship. The gesture immediately soured when Jennifer learned the ring's history. It had previously belonged to Tim's ex-fiancée, Veronica Rodriguez. In what Tim likely saw as a practical gesture, Veronica had suggested he take the ring to give to Jennifer. To Jennifer, however, this wasn't practicality. It was an insult. She saw it as recycled love, a hand-me-down symbol that suggested she wasn't worthy of something new and chosen specifically for her. Her reaction was explosive. The disgust was written across her face as she processed what Tim had just told her. Instead of seeing the ring as a symbol of commitment, she interpreted it as evidence that she would always be second to Veronica, that she was receiving emotional leftovers. While some fans sympathized with her feeling disrespected, many others felt she overreacted dramatically. The scene became a flashpoint for criticism, with viewers accusing Jennifer of being confrontational and immature rather than using the moment to have an honest conversation about trust and respect. What could have been an opportunity to discuss boundaries and expectations turned into another argument that highlighted how fundamentally incompatible they were. Jennifer wanted someone who would sweep her off her feet with grand romantic gestures. Tim was methodical, thoughtful, and cautious with his emotions. Neither approach was wrong, but they were completely mismatched. By 2020, their relationship had officially ended, surprising absolutely no one who had watched their journey unfold. Critics accused Jennifer of never being genuinely invested in Tim at all, Many believed she was more interested in camera time than connection, pointing to her dramatic reactions and inconsistent displays of affection as evidence. The breakup marked yet another failed relationship for Tim under the harsh lights of reality television, but for Jeniffer, it was just the beginning of her franchise journey. When Jeniffer returned for season 2 of 90 Day the Single Life, fans wondered if she had learned from her experiences with Tim. The answer came in the form of Jesse Meester, another 90 Day alum best known for his volatile relationship with Darcy Silva. If fans were skeptical about Jennifer's intentions before, this pairing confirmed their worst suspicions. Jesse and Jeniffer had a 17-year age gap and enough combined reality TV baggage to fill a storage unit. The relationship felt less like genuine connection and more like a strategic alliance between two people who understood how to leverage drama for airtime. From the start, their relationship was all flash and no substance. Their social media feeds filled up with carefully curated couple photos and vacation content that looked picture perfect but felt hollow. When cameras captured them together, the lack of genuine warmth was obvious. They clashed over control, struggled with basic communication, and seemed to be performing a relationship rather than living one. Jesse came across as self-absorbed and domineering, while Jeniffer often looked bored or disinterested in what he was saying. The fan reaction was brutal and immediate. Social media platforms lit up with accusations that Jeniffer was chasing clout rather than love. Posts calling her thirsty for attention and suggesting she was only brought back for drama circulated widely after each episode. When the relationship officially ended in 2022, the surprise factor was non-existent. Both parties offered vague, diplomatic statements online, but nobody bought the idea that genuine feelings had been involved. What made the criticism particularly sharp was that a pattern had emerged. This wasn't just bad luck with partners. Jeniffer had now been featured in 2 high-profile relationships that both followed similar trajectories: initial chemistry, escalating drama, public arguments, and inevitable breakdowns. Viewers noted her tendency to instigate dramatic fights, express disproportionate jealousy over minor issues, and deflect accountability when confronted. Her portrayal with Tim had painted her as impatient and harsh. Her time with Jesse showed her chasing superficial romance while avoiding the harder work of building real trust. Increasingly, it seemed like Jeniffer was more invested in maintaining her reality TV presence than in finding actual love. By 2024, when Jeniffer returned for 90 Day the Last Resort, Hunt for Love, she arrived with a reputation that preceded her. Jeniffer claimed she was ready for something real this time, that she had grown and learned from her past mistakes. Fans were cautiously curious. Could this be her redemption arc? Had she finally moved beyond the drama and manipulation that had defined her previous appearances? The answer came quickly, and it was a resounding no. Jennifer's attention first landed on Cole Anderson, a newcomer to the franchise who brought charm, height, and a clean slate to the resort. Their chemistry seemed genuine at first. They had flirty conversations by the pool, shared candlelit dinners, and appeared to be building something real. Jeniffer told cameras she really liked Cole and could even imagine marrying him. They kissed by the water, and for Cole, it felt like the beginning of something meaningful. He opened up, trusted her words, and believed in what they were creating together. But while Cole was falling for Jennifer's sweet declarations, something else was happening after dark. Rob Warren, fresh from his explosive relationship with Sophie Sierra, arrived at the resort carrying substantial emotional baggage. His presence shifted the energy immediately, and Jennifer's focus shifted with it. Whether it was familiarity, unresolved attraction, or simply an appetite for drama, Jeniffer began gravitating toward Rob while still maintaining her connection with Cole. What followed was a textbook love triangle built on deception. Jeniffer would cuddle with Cole during the day, reassuring him of her feelings, then sneak off with Rob at night. According to reports, Jeniffer and Rob had a steamy encounter in the resort pool that was too explicit to air on television. Despite this hookup, Jeniffer continued pursuing Cole, creating a situation where one man thought he was in an exclusive budding relationship, while another knew he was part of Jennifer's secret rotation. The deception reached its peak during a therapy session in episode 4. When directly asked about her relationship with Rob, Jeniffer looked the therapist in the eye and lied. She claimed nothing had happened between them. Not even a kiss. It was a bold, deliberate falsehood, made even more stunning by what happened next. Producers cut to a split screen showing Jeniffer denying the hookup on one side, while actual footage of her and Rob getting physical played on the other. The edit was devastating, exposing her dishonesty in real time for both Cole and the viewing audience. Social media erupted. Fans called Jennifer's behavior pathetic, manipulative, and cruel. Viewers posted that she was using Cole as cover for her fling with Rob, that she was playing emotional games with real people's feelings for the sake of maintaining her storyline. What had briefly looked like a potential redemption arc had transformed into a showcase of betrayal and calculated misdirection. But the drama didn't stop with the love triangle. Rumors began circulating about a kiss between Jennifer and fellow castmate Chantel Everett during a girls' night out. While cameras didn't capture it directly, whispers from production insiders and cast reactions suggested something had happened. When confronted, Jennifer either brushed it off as a joke or denied it outright, refusing to give a straight answer. Her pattern of dishonesty had become so established that nobody believed her denials anymore. The tension finally exploded in episode 6 when Elise publicly exposed Jennifer's hookup with Rob during a group exercise meant to build trust. Jennifer acted shocked, but the performance was unconvincing. Cole confronted her, hurt and blindsided, while Rob remained awkwardly silent. Rather than taking accountability, Jennifer went on the offensive. She accused Cole of being possessive, Elise of being jealous, and the rest of the group of exaggerating events for drama. Each scandal kept her name trending, kept her face on screen, and secured her position as the season's main storyline. Her flirtation with Cole earned sympathy. Her scandal with Rob brought shock value. The rumored kiss with Chantel added intrigue. Every move she made seemed calculated to keep her in the spotlight. By episode 8, Jennifer wasn't just part of the drama. She was the entire drama. The episode featured a massive confrontation where the truth about her deceptions came pouring out. Cole demanded answers. Cole Johnson jumped in to defend Elise. The room erupted in accusations and raised voices. Through it all, Jennifer remained remarkably unbothered. She rolled her eyes, mocked Cole for being overly emotional, and told him to man up. Her tone wasn't guilty or ashamed. It was smug, almost proud. In her confessional, Jennifer made her position even clearer. She didn't defend herself or offer explanations for her behavior. Instead, she leaned into the chaos, presenting herself as someone who doesn't mind bending the rules if it gets her ahead. While others were unraveling emotionally, she seemed to be observing from a distance, enjoying the spectacle she had created. The episode ended with sirens. Voices peaked, emotions boiled over, and suddenly producers were calling for emergency help. The backlash was swift and severe. Fans branded her heartless and narcissistic across social media platforms. But instead of crumbling under the weight of public opinion, Jennifer seemed to thrive on it. The more hate she received, the louder her name echoed across the internet. She had stolen the spotlight completely, even from those who were genuinely hurt by her actions. And somehow, she appeared to own every second of it. By the season's end, other cast members had had enough. They finally confronted her directly about the non-stop drama she was bringing to everyone's journey. The accusations flew that what she was doing to Cole was wrong, that she was lying constantly, that she was manipulating everyone around her. Jennifer's response was perhaps the most honest thing she said all season. When they suggested she was the villain, she replied that maybe she liked it. That single moment crystallized everything fans had suspected about her from the beginning. She wasn't a victim of bad editing or unfortunate circumstances. Jennifer Tarazona's journey through the 90-Day Fiance franchise tells a story that goes beyond just bad relationships or poor communication. It reveals a person who understands reality television's fundamental currency: attention. Whether that attention comes from admiration or outrage doesn't matter. What matters is staying relevant, keeping your name in circulation, and ensuring that viewers can't look away from your storyline. Jennifer has mastered this game better than almost anyone in the franchise's history. From her first appearance questioning Tim's masculinity to her calculated love triangle with Cole and Rob, Jennifer has shown a consistent pattern. She creates drama, denies accountability, and deflects blame onto others. She uses relationships as vehicles for airtime rather than as genuine connections. She lies directly to people's faces, even when she knows cameras are recording evidence of the truth. And perhaps most tellingly, when confronted with the damage she causes, she doesn't apologize or reflect. She doubles down and embraces the villain role that comes with her choices. The question that haunts Jennifer's entire reality TV journey is whether she ever came for love at all. Her actions suggest that romantic connection was never the primary goal. Every relationship has followed the same trajectory: initial charm, escalating drama, public deception, and an inevitable breakdown that keeps her relevant for another season. She cycles through partners like storylines, each one providing fresh material for producers to work with and new reasons for fans to tune in. What makes Jeniffer particularly effective as a reality TV personality is her complete lack of shame about any of it. She doesn't pretend to be misunderstood or edited unfairly. She doesn't issue tearful apologies or promise to do better. Instead, she owns her reputation and uses it as armor. When accused of being the villain, she asks who cares and admits she might like it. That level of self-awareness and shamelessness is rare, and it makes her both fascinating and deeply frustrating to watch. The broader lesson in Jeniffer's story is about the nature of reality television itself and what it rewards. Authenticity and genuine connection might be what shows claim to seek, but what actually keeps viewers engaged is conflict, betrayal, and unpredictability. For the people who became entangled in Jeniffer's web, the experience has been genuinely painful. Tim dealt with public humiliation about his masculinity. Jesse endured another failed relationship under the microscope. Cole had his trust shattered on camera after opening his heart to someone he believed was sincere. These aren't just storylines, they're real emotional experiences for people who entered these situations with genuine feelings and good intentions. The fact that Jeniffer seems unbothered by the hurt she causes speaks volumes about her priorities and values. As Jeniffer's reputation has evolved from controversial contestant to full-fledged franchise villain, one thing has become undeniable: you cannot look away from her. Whether you love her or love to hate her, whether you find her fascinating or repulsive, she commands attention. She creates moments that become memes, spark debates, and drive engagement across every social media platform. She's mastered the art of staying relevant in an oversaturated reality TV landscape where dozens of personalities compete for viewer attention. The toxic story of Jeniffer Tarazona isn't just about one woman's journey through multiple failed relationships. It's a case study in reality TV manipulation, in understanding and exploiting the mechanics of attention in the digital age. She represents a new breed of reality personality who doesn't pretend to be there for the stated purpose of the show. She's there for fame, for relevance, and for the platform that comes with being reality television's most talked about villain. And judging by her continued presence across multiple seasons and spin-offs, her strategy has worked exactly as intended. Whether future seasons will finally see Jeniffer face real consequences for her pattern of manipulation, or whether she'll continue finding new ways to stir chaos remains to be seen. What's certain is that as long as viewers keep watching, keep posting, and keep talking about her, Jeniffer Tarazona will keep finding ways to stay in the spotlight. After all, she's proven time and again that she's willing to do whatever it takes to remain the center of attention. And in the world of reality television, that might be the most valuable skill of all.